Gentlemen, remove your caps. John Messenger will lead us in our invocation tonight, followed by the singing of our national anthem from Marlena Solomon. John?
Shall we pray? Lord, we thank you for this great land that we live in, for all your many wonderful blessings, especially for coming down and dying on the cross for us to give us all a chance at eternal life. Please watch over all the fans, all of our crews, and all the drivers. In your holy and precious and loving name we beg you, please. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good job. Number 69, leading winner Dave Merrill, Bob Sprout-Cosso in the 50, and the 90 of Bill Wintruba. 8 laps for the Pro Trucks, and our first heat race is rolling them down the front chute into turn number 1. Blank out in front here in the Neidhart Auto Sales number 4 out of Cranberry Township. Greensburg's Dave Burnell down on the inside in the 0. Dave Merrill in the 69. Dan Lewis in the 02 and Sprout-Cosso in the 50. Battling for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. It's Burnell edging ahead as they race into turn 3, but Blank on the outside trying to pull back alongside. It's still Dave Burnell in front. Burnell, your leader, Blank second. Merrow now edging ahead of Dan Lewis for 3rd. Sprout-Cosso still 5th in the 50. Cosso way down on the inside of the racetrack. The Brooks Automotive 50 moves up into 3rd and now trying to pass Dustin Blank for 2nd. Sprout started the year in the late models, now in the trucks. He's the father of Chris Cosso, who drives the number 32 truck. He's quickly closing in on race leader Dave Burnell. Into turn 3. Two laps to go. Understand that Sprout and the crew are out here practicing today, getting Getting the 50 down in, it looks like they did a good job. He's by far the fastest in this heat as he's come from 5th to 1st in just a couple of laps. Dan Lewis and Dave Merrill continue their duel for 3rd, the 02 and the 69. 1 lap to go in this one. Dan Lewis and Dave Merrill battling for 3rd as Sprout Kossel takes the win. Dave Burnell 2nd. It'll be Lewis 3rd, Merrill 4th. Dustin Blank 5th in car. Falcone's Dodge and Route 51 in Ross Travers. We get set for their 2nd heat race on the pole in the 19. Joe Furjanic out of Charleroi outside. Davies Ford Knights, and here we go with our 2nd heat race. Green is waving. Points leader Greg Kelly on the outside, Joe Furjanic on the inside as they battle for the lead into turn 3. Kostelnik into 3rd, Kossel drops to 4th. Kelly, your leader. Adam Kostelnik now trying to take 2nd away from Joe Furjanic. Kostelnik, though, gets way high. Kossel into 32 to the inside, trying to pass Adam for 3rd. Out in front, it's the Fayette Forest Products 36 of Greg Kelly. Joe Furjanic still 2nd, but he gets a little high off the 2nd turn, and Chris Kossel in the 32 moves into the runner-up slot, and Adam Kostelnik in the 60 follows him in the Froggy 60 to 3rd. The Irwin RV3 of Robbie Young up into 4th. The halfway mark, 3 laps to go. To go. Greg Kelly. Chris Kossel now not far behind. Kostelnik is 3rd. Jim Bryce 4th. And Robbie Young 5th. Checkered flag is waving for points leader Greg Kelly. Chris Kossel 2nd, Adam Kostelnik 3rd, Jim Bryce 4th, Robbie Young's 3 rounds out your top 5. Can't stop down and see the folks in Ensburg. Rolling off the 4th turn. Heat race number 1 for the late models is underway as we get set for tonight's Davies Ford 100. Top 6 finishers in both heat races will have a chance to redraw for starting spots 1 through 12 at tonight's Davies Ford 100. Sean Messenger was ready to go, wasn't he? He's out in front early here in the 51 car. Back in the 60 to 2nd. Mike Adams in the 43 is 3rd. Mark Insona in the 31 4th. The 96 of Mark Poole 5th. And the 5 of Sean Pilla. right behind race leader John Messenger. 3 laps in to this 10-lap heat race. Messenger really carrying the mail down the straightaways in that 51 car. Catone moves to third now. Beck tries the top side of Messenger in 3 and 4. Tommy Beck trying to pull alongside of John Messenger down the back straightaway, but Messenger's really got the thing flying down the straightaways. Beck a little quicker now in the middle part of the turn, but coming off, it's still John Messenger in front. Tommy Beck again to the outside of the Larry Lynn Flooring and Carpeting number 60. The Froggy FM machine trying to get by the 51 of John Messenger. Messenger running the best he has here at MOTORDROME Speedway. Beck your leader. Catone is third. Mark Poole fourth and Mike Adams fifth, and the 5 of Sean Pilla. But John Messenger's come a long way in a couple of years. Never drove on the asphalt until he showed up here at MOTORDROME Speedway. You can see him year in and year out, week in and week out, picking up the pace. And the Hilltoon Racing Engines J&M Graphics 51. Battle for third now. The 96 of Mark Poole to the inside of Mark Catone in the 31 car. 2 laps to the finish. Took him a while to get to the front, but once he's got there, he's extended that lead a bit. Tommy Beck doing a good job out in front. He'll be doing double duty tonight, as he'll also be running in the modifieds. Now Mark Poole with a burst of speed here on the final lap in the 96 car, trying to get by Messenger for second. Messenger will lead him off of 4. Beck is your winner. Messenger second, Poole third, and Catone fourth. Fifth to the 43 of Mike Adams. Folks, Davies Ford has a great selection of vehicles on display tonight behind the grandstand. They're again on Route 119 in Connellsville, Route 88 in Charleroi. They've been satisfying customers throughout the past 5 decades. Stop down and take a look at what they've brought here tonight. Davies Ford, where complete satisfaction is knowing you paid less and got treated better. Green is back out. 10 laps the distance. Just a little 10-lap sprint, a preview of what's to come in the Davies Ford 100 later tonight. It's Miller out in front, Mitchell and Komarinsky dueling for second. Then Wiltrout, Brown, White. Lots of heavy hitters in this one. Mitchell gets real loose coming off of 4 in the Howard Cream Pumping 22. He straightens it out. He is second now. Gary Wiltrout trying to hit by John Komarinsky for third. Neil Brown and Chuck Kessler continue to duel. Brown now trying to work underneath the Rolling Rock 33 of Komarinsky for fourth. Gary Wiltrout trying to put a little pressure on Richard Mitchell as Neil Brown and John Komarinsky go toe-to-toe for fourth. Brown with a pass, Kessler trying to follow him on the low side in the number 1 car. Wiltrout tries to duck underneath Mitchell for second. Richard Mitchell moves to the middle lane. That's where he's been so fast here in the extra lap races. May not be the quickest car in 10 laps, but he's been the quickest car all season long in long distance races here at Motordrome. Rick Miller out in front in a big way here in the Brooks Automotive Valvoline 25. Halfway, 5 to go. Wiltrout now to second. Richard Mitchell third, but the Coors Light 98 of Neil Brown dies to his inside trying to pass Richard for the third spot, and he'll make that pass down the back straightaway. Started on the pole and has just taken off from the start in this one. Wiltrout second, Brown third, Mitchell fourth, Kessler fifth, Komarinsky right now in sixth. Out of Dunbar, your late model points leader, Rick Miller, goes wire to wire in the second heat race. Wiltrout second, Brown third, Mitchell fourth, Kessler fifth. John Komarinsky completes your top five. We are ready 51 of Cliff Abbott. Car 1 is Tracy Keller. The 50 is Jeff Giles. Mike Lemley in the 4. 17 is new points leader Dave McManus. The 19 is Scott Bauman. Mike Lemley in the 4 on the move. He moves up to 4th. Dave McManus going for the lead, trying to in the inside of the 17 car. McManus nosing ahead. On the outside comes the one of Tracy Keller. To go. Dave McManus and Tracy Keller running 1 and 2. Jeff Giles in the 50. 4 Mike Lemley to the outside, moving to 3rd. Dave McManus leading Tracy Keller off the 4th turn as they come to the checkered flag. McManus will hold on for the win. Keller gets 2nd, Lemley 3rd, Giles 4th, and Mike Stevens in the 0-2 rounds out your top 5. We've got one more heat race for the Motordrome Chargers. Custom Balloon Entertainment. How about the folks at Airheads Balloon Arts? Airheads Balloon Art, they do event decorating, arrangements, twister entertainment, helium rentals, custom imprinting, promotional balloons and blimps, balloon releases, balloon drops, and a whole lot more. To find out more about them, visit airheadsballoonart.com. All one word, airheadsballoonart.com. Chantel Germack in the 24, Dwayne Knoll in the 22, and Jim Stokes in the 95. That's the way they line up for this final heat race for your Chargers. Shipping the 04 on the outside with the lead as they head down the back straightaway. Bob out of Jefferson Hills. John Castor from Smithton into 3 to his inside. Trying to take the lead back here off of 4. It is Castor in front, Ship second. Chantel Germack's 24 third. Jim Stokes, who started last, doing a little dirt track action sideways through 1. He was up to fourth. He finds himself back in sixth. Rick Broadwater in the 9 car to fourth. Then it's Dwayne Knoll fifth in the 22. And Dwayne Knoll in the 22 trying to move Rick Broadwater out of the way and move up into fourth. Caster, your leader. A little sideways there in turn 4, but it hasn't slowed him down as he continues to show the pace. To go. Caster, Ship, and Germack. Knoll fourth and Broadwater fifth. Smith thins John Caster will take the checkered for the white flag, excuse me. Got 1 to go. Caster gets it home first, Ship second, Germack third, Dwayne Knoll fourth, and Rick Broadwater's 9 will round out the top 5. If you did get your 50... 22 is Robin Rimmel on the pole. Outside is points leader Todd Knight in the 70, 44 Sean Rick, 35 Bill Ashton, 34 Rich Nicola. Boom, boom, bloom in the 40. Joe Holt's back with us in the 78, and Bill Henry drives the 64. Leads Robin Rimmel. Bill Ashton third, Rich Nicola in the 34, and Mark Boom Boom Bloom in the 40 are next. Then it's Sean Rick in the 44, Joe Hope in the 78, and the 64, Bill Henry. Still in front, Rimmel, Ashton, Nicola, and Bloom. Eight laps for the street stocks. In front still over Robin Rimmel. Rich Nicola now trying to pass Bill Ashton for third. Ashton drops to fourth, and now it's the 40 of Mark Boom Boom Bloom trying to pass Bill for the fourth spot. Moves the 40 to fourth. 2 laps to go. Todd Knight with 6 wins on the year and your points leader. In the number 70, defending track champ Robin Rimmel in second. Rich Nicola's had a super season so far in the 34. He has won 3 features. He is third. Boom Boom Bloom close to the track title last year in the 40, running on a part-time basis this year. Is fourth, and One of Fayette County's finest, Bill Ashton, the 35, running 5th. In the 70 car from Monroeville, Todd Knight taking the checkered flag in your Subway Street Stocks with Robin Rimmel, Rich Nicola, Mark Bloom, and Bill Ashton rounding out the top 5 finishers. Subway Street Stocks, and folks, starting Monday, for the first time this year, 5 Frank Turek, 74 Jason Holder, Chris Vergonen the 13, 31 is Sean Phillips making his return, his first run since '98, and the 7 of Garrett Hoos. Todd Knight in the 70s started on the pole or outside pole in the first heat race and won it. His dad, Tom Knight Sr. in the 71 on the pole for the second one, and he's in front. Trying to keep it all in the family in the Subway Street Stocks. The 4, Vince Cater, is second. Frank Turek in the 5, now challenging for second. Tavermina's 25 is 4th. Frank Turek going for it on the top side of the racetrack in the number 5 car. And he noses into the lead as they head into turn 3. Jason Holder in the 74. Dave Tavermina in the 25 and the 31 of Sean Phillips have their own battle going on for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Frank Turek in front of the 5 car. Tom Knight Sr. 71 second. 4 Vince Cater, 74 Jason Holder, 31 Sean Phillips. Not running too shabby. His first time here in what, more than 4 years? Halfway, then it's Chris Vergonen the 13. 25 Dave Tavermina. The 7 of Garrett Hoos. Past halfway. One lap to go for your Subway Street Stocks. Frank Turek and Todd Knight, they've been the fastest 2 cars in and week out all season. Todd won the first heat, and Frank's trying to do the same here in the second. The West Side Lube and Tire. Turek Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning 5 out of Mount Pleasant. Frank will get it done. He's your winner. Tom Knight Sr. second, Vince Cater third, Jason Holder 4th, and Sean Phillips in the 31. Complete your top 5. We want to send out happy birthday greetings in the 60. Bobby is out of Irwin, and the 49 would be Jim Webb from Monongahela. 8 laps for the Sheets Modifieds. Green is out. Next week, race fans, the Sheets Modifieds will be running a 35-lap feature. The Stands Transmissions 35 next Friday night. George P. Nicola, or Georgie, as he's known by many, is your leader. Matt Smith second. Jim Nicola third. George T. Nicola, the race leader's father, running 4th. Gary Scott 5th. Bobby Benz is 6th. Gary Scott on the inside, moving to 4th in the Swiss Mill Music 16. And now the Luzader Auto Service 60 of Bob Benz Jr. moves into 5th. mark. Jim Nicola in the 5 to the inside, trying to get alongside the 31 of Matt Smith for second. Nicola to second, trying to track down his nephew, your race leader, Georgie Nicola. Smith third now, Scott Steele fourth, and Benz is fifth. One more lap to go. Checkered flag waving for George P. Nicola. Jim Nicola second, third to Matt Smith, Gary Scott fourth, and Bob Bench Jr. completes your top 5. Heat race for your Sheets Modifieds, ready to roll onto the Speedway. Folks, don't forget our next Demolition Derby will be coming up after the races on August the 29th. August the 29th. We'll smash them and crash them inside the Jersey barrier here on the front straightaway. They had one at the end of July and ended up being a little bit of fun, so they're going to try it again on August the 29th. Sweet. Straver Ambulance helps us out here each week. One of our safety personnel at the racetrack. Glad you could be with us tonight. Paul Urso to 37 from the pole with the lead into turn 1. Mike Bacalon right there knocking at the door in second. Brian Pickering third. Matt Penine to 32 is fourth. Trying to pull alongside the 37 car of Paul Urso. It's the battle of the blue machines for the lead. Back a lot down on the inside. Into the top spot. Urso second, Pickering third, Penai fourth. Tommy Beck in the 61 is fifth. Then it's Harry Oprah in the 01. And the 47 of Chris Dodds. 3 laps down. Coming to the halfway mark. Still in front, but Urso staying right with him. Pickering is third, and Penai, Beck, Opfer, and Dodds. No change in the lineup. 2 laps to go. Race of the night. Your truck features coming up next. Checkered flag for Mike Bacalon. Paul Urso second. Pickering third. Matt Panay fourth. Harry Oper able to get the fifth spot in the 01 car. 20-lap feature. The trucks. Jim Bryce into 30, 3 Robbie Young, 32 Chris Kossel, 4 Dustin Blank, 60 Adam Kostelnik, 69 Dave Merrow, 0 Dave Burnell, 55 Curtis Stewart, 19 Joe Furjanic, 90 Bill Wintrub, and the 51 of Dave Manns. Out on the Davies Ford Mustang. We're ready to go with our 20-lap feature for the Falcones Chrysler Jeep Pro Trucks. And we're racing. Curtis Stewart, the winner 2 weeks ago, drops quickly to the back of the field in the 55. Greg Kelly. 50. Sprout Kossel to second. Jim Bryson to 30, moving up to third. Dan Lewis in the 02 is fourth. Robbie Young in the 3 is fifth. Kossel now to the outside of Robbie Young for fifth as Sprout Kossel in the 50 moves to the inside of Greg Kelly. They're close. They're wheel to wheel. They're rubbing wheels coming off that fourth turn. Kossel takes the lead in the number 50. Here comes Jim Bryce. Bryce running strong tonight in the 30 truck as well. Much better than he has in his earlier visits this year. He is third. Now trying to pass Greg Kelly for second. Dan Lewis still fourth, Chris Kossel fifth. That's Robbie Young, and now Dave Merrow trying to march his way into contention in the 69. Kelly gets way high in the 36. The 30 of Bryce moves to second. 5 laps down, 15 to go. Who was running so well, had to get out from underneath him in turn 4. He keeps it going. The green stays out, but he's way in the back of the field after running second. Greg Kelly's second, now Dan Lewis third, Chris Kossel fourth, and Dave Merrow is fifth. Now we've got, Bryce just made it by on the top side. I saw him head to the right and I thought we were going to have Disastersville. 13 to go for the Falcones Chrysler Jeep Pro Trucks.
What did you say? I think you said B, merge, right?
Drivers, you can take your vehicles to the back gates. Sprout Kossel has the field back up to speed. 13 laps to go. Kossel continues to set the pace out of the box with this new truck, and it's rolling mighty fine. Greg Kelly second, Dan Lewis, Chris Kossel, Dave Merrill, and Robbie Young trying to stay in tow. Then it's Dave Burnell, Adam Kostelnik. Jim Bryce trying to charge back up through the field in the 30. He's to the inside of the 4 of Dustin Blank as we're past halfway. Dave Merrow to the low side of Chris Kossel, the 69. He'll be scored in 4th now. Kossel back to 5th to the 32. And Merrow continue that battle for 4th and 5th. Kossel and Merrow wheel to wheel down the front straightaway. Young trying to drop Dave Merrow out of the top 5. Five laps from the finish, 5 laps to go. Good race going on for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Robbie Young, Dave Burnell, Dave Merrow, and Jim Bryce. Going at it hot and heavy here in turn 4. Now it's Burnell down on the low side, fine in the fast lane. He tries to nose his up into 5th. Dan Lewis trying to work under the 36 of Greg Kelly for 2nd. And look, contact there. Contact there. Look out, guys. Kossel goes around. Everyone's spinning. It could have been Disastersville's. Didn't feel comfortable there, so now he's back in the trucks, and looks like he's made the right move as he's running strong tonight. Sprout Kossel, your leader. Chris Kossel 2nd, Dave Burnell 3rd, Robbie Young 4th. Jim Bryce trying to work his way back into the top 5 into 30. He's had to work hard after that earlier spin when he was running 2nd. Bryce has found the combination here tonight. And we got a spin again. It's the 36 of Greg Kelly. Your points leader not having the bet. Dave Burnell in 3rd, Robbie Young 4th, and Jim Bryce is 5th. Kossel takes off and hurry in turn 3, and the race is back underway. To go. Adam Kostelnik now to the inside of Jim Bryce. Froggy FM number 60 trying to work his way into the top 5. He edges ahead of Bryce down the backstretch and makes the pass into turn 3. 1 lap to go. Going to be the father and son sweep here tonight. Sprout Kossel wins, son Chris 2nd, Dave Brunel 3rd, Robbie Young 4th, and Adam Kostelnik 5th. box and right into the winner's circle. How about a nice hand, folks, for Sprout Costle, your winner in the Falcone Chrysler Jeep Pro Trucks. He'll pick up the Davies Ford trophy here tonight. All of our winners also get the Subway Extra Value Meals and the Pepsi and the Steiner Berlin potato chips. Well, Sprout, obviously, it looks like it was a good move. You come out of the box and win.
Yeah, you know, I owe Dave and Rick Miller. He put this truck together and spent the day with us here. And, you know, there for a while, we've been out of this for a while, and I thought maybe I just can't do it anymore. And man, when you got something that handles as good as this truck, it just makes it just an easy job to win. I want to thank Brooks Automotive Group, Universal Ready Mix, JT Cycles, Bob Mongell Car Care, and Seacrest Auto, my family, my dad that puts up with all this, and my mom, my wife, my kids, everybody that's helped us, the Lemleys, Dan Jordan, my brother-in-law, just everybody helps us, and I appreciate all the help.
You started the year in the late models, and now the switch. Why the switch? And I mean, obviously, it looks like it was the right one.
Well, we were off for 5 or 8 years there, and you know, we maybe thought we were ready for late model. They made the engine change on us. We couldn't get our car to handle. And, you know, we were just going to quit. And I said, you know, let's try the trucks, and then maybe we can try late model later on. But the truck's handling great. If my late model would handle this good, it would have been easy. So maybe next year.
I look back in the records, I see 93 maybe is the last time you won here. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, it's been a while. You know, and in 10 years, you gain a little bit of weight, you get a little bit older. So I was kind of down on myself, but this will bring me back up.
Well, good job. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the fans.
All right. How about a nice hand, folks, for Sprout Costle? Speedway, and hold on to those souvenir programs because we've got a lot more stuff to give away. Here come your American Flyers, horns and all. 50, Ken Dukic. 32 is Dan Jordan. The 1 of Eddie Livingston. And the 22 of Gene Greco. Green is out. William T-Bone has the lead in the 6, but he's climbing up the racetrack, and look at them fly down the middle. Dan Jordan at 32 and Gene Greco in the 22. Jordan at 32 is your leader here. 6 laps for the American Flyers. Maybe it's 5. Keep you in suspense because we don't know. Depends on the flagman. If he's having fun, he'll just keep them racing. Dan Jordan leads. Gene Greco all the way to 2nd. Bill Oldham in the 5 is 3rd. Eddie Livingston in the 1 now to 4th. Gene Greco down on the inside. He may not have the fastest car here, but it handles the best most nights. That's why he's won the most. They certainly do squeal the tires. Eddie Livingston in the 1, trying to pass Bill Oldham 5 for 3rd. 2 laps to go. It will be a 5-lap race. To go. Dan Jordan trying to make it a late race charge here on Gene Greco. And Greco holding steady down the back chute. Jordan second, Livingston third, Oldham fourth, and Dukic fifth. Checkered flag for Gene Greco. We're also going to pull some Froggy winners here for their big to-do tonight. We got the Davies Ford parade coming up. And then we're going to get set for the Davies 100, the Davies Ford 100. Folks from Davies Ford will be presenting the trophy again tonight. All right, Gene, what's the secret? I don't think the car's the fastest, but it handles the best.
I got lucky tonight. Them boys got to learn. You got to make a lap to win.
They get a little rambunctious right off the bat.
They sure do, and I've just been able to capitalize on it.
You're able to keep her down low. Is it hard to keep the right front tire on these things from not heating up? That seems like as the race goes on, it gets harder and harder for the car not to push.
Yeah, it does get harder and harder, especially when you're in traffic with other people. You know, when you're out there by yourself, you can kind of, set your own pace. But when you're running next to one another, it's a lot tougher.
All right, well, congratulations. The beat goes on.
Thank you very much.
People you want to thank?
Oh, yeah. First, I'd like to thank my sponsors, Huffman Auto Sales, Napa Auto Parts, Flying Bear Straight and Post. I'd like to thank my wife, Kathy. She's up in the stands. My daughter's in from out east, Jill. And I'd like to thank all my Rimmel fans up there, too.
So since your daughter was here, it was very important that you won tonight.
Yeah, I really wanted to win for her.
Congratulations. Gene Greco, ladies and gentlemen. He'll pick up the Davies Ford hardware tonight. Get your 50-50 tickets out. How much money tonight?
$700.
$700, 700 even.
2003 Ford T-Bird. This is one of a kind. This is a V8 with 280 horsepower. It's got a removable top, also with a hard top. And we got Mrs. Davies riding this beauty around the track, and I'd like to see her give it a little gas.
Isn't that a beauty? That's my favorite color. Our next vehicle coming is a 2003 F-150 Super Crew. This one has 4 full doors. It's great for the family, great for everything. We added the special wheels. You can see just how nice that truck is. That's my little buddy Christian. Hi, Christian. Okay, guys.
Fred, starting at the back of the field in car number 80 out of Cannonsburg. Have a nice hand for Nick Duratz. We got to do the start grand because I got 50 million more prizes to give away here. Starting next in the 61 car for Monongahela, Larry Bahana. Starting inside of Larry, making his first visit to Motordrome from Baltimore, Maryland, in car 36, Bob Griffith. Starting 12th tonight, he's already won the hat trick. Can he make it 4 wins on the year? From Brewston Mills, West Virginia, in the 22, Richard Mitchell. Inside of Richard in car number 5 from Connellsville, Sean Pilla. Starting 10th, your current Motordrome points leader, second in the NASCAR Weekly Series Atlantic Region standings from Dunbar, the 25 of Rick Miller. Inside of Rick in car number 1 from White, Chuck Kessler. In the familiar green and blue, the Rolling Rock 33 out of Greensburg, John Komarinsky. Starting 7th from McKeesport, in the 31, former track champion Mark Catone. Your 6th starter, second in the point standings, out of Acme in the 98, the Silver Bullet, Neil Brown. Starting 5th in car number 96, tied for 5th in the point standings, to the 84 of Mark Poole. Excuse me, the 96 of Mark Poole. Starting 4th, your defending track champion out of Somerset in the 95, it's Gary Wiltrouts. Starting 3rd from Portview, Car 43, Mike Adams. And on the front row, starting second from Delmont, the number 60 of Tommy Beck. And your pole starter tonight in the 51 from Clarksburg, West Virginia, John Messenger. Davies from Davies Ford is the honorary starter tonight. Laps, the Davies Ford 100 for the NASCAR Dodge Weekly Series. The Falcones Dodge late models follow that Davies Ford Mustang around turns 3 and 4. It goes pit side. And the green is out. And the caution is out. Looked like Tommy Beck jumped the gun in car 60. So we did not get an official start. Let's try it again. John Messenger in the 51, Tommy Beck in the 60. Now Davies got a tough eye there. He wants to see him side by side coming off that fourth turn, the Davies Ford 100. We'll try again. Yes, sir. Hal says let's go racing. The green is out. Tommy Beck with a half car length lead down the back straightaway. Gary Wiltrot on the outside trying to move by Messenger for second. Messenger down in on the low side of the racetrack. Wiltrot will be second, Messenger third into one, Neil Brown running fourth. Keep your eyes on the 10th and 12th place starters, Rick Miller and Richard Mitchell. They have been first and second in all three 100, 150, and 200 lap races this year. Mitchell first, Miller second. They've got some work to do tonight as Wiltrot will lead lap 2. Beck is second. Brown is now third, Messenger fourth. Mike Adams runs fifth. Ford, Specklin Emergency Vehicles number 95 of Will Trout, your leader. Now the Coors Light 98 of Neil Brown to the low side of Tommy Beck's Froggy FM. Larry Lynn 60 for second. Messenger still fourth. Mike Adams fifth in car 43. Mark Antone in the 31 is next. Mark Poole side by side. It's Kessler and Komarinsky side by side, then Mitchell and Miller. 5 laps down in the Davies Ford 100. Mike Adams, Mark Antone, Chuck Kessler, Mark Poole, Richard Mitchell, Rick Miller, and John Komarinsky all racing tooth and nail off of 4. On the outside, carrying the momentum, trying to get by Cantone and Adams. Mitchell and Miller in that mix as well. front, Brown second, Beck third, and Messenger fourth. Catone trying to get by the 43 of Mike Adams for fifth. Catone moving into fifth now in the 31 car. Chuck Kessler quickly to sixth. Kessler now dives under Catone and moves to fifth. Mitchell is seventh, Miller is eighth, Adams ninth, and Poole runs 10th. Big lead for Gary Wiltrout and second place Neil Brown. Tommy Beck by himself in third. John Messenger all alone in fourth. Kessler is fifth. Mitchell moving to sixth, dropping Catone to seventh. Miller is eighth, Adams ninth, and Poole and Komarinsky battle for 10th. Richard Mitchell and Chuck Kessler now wheel to wheel for fifth. Mitchell moves to fifth. Kessler is now sixth. Miller seventh. Catone eighth. Adams ninth and Poole is 10th. 15 laps down for leader Gary Wiltrout. Wiltrout taking the lead on lap 2. Goes a lap down in car 36. Spin up in turn 4, car 43, Mike Adams. Mike Adams, who is running around 9th in car 4. And the Davies Ford 100 is back underway. 61, Larry Bahana back out of the pits to stay on the lead lap. Richard Mitchell moving to 4th around the 51 of John Messenger. Rick Miller moving to 6th in car 25. The 25 car to 4th. Beck 5th now. Kessler 6th. Catone 7th. Messenger 8th. Poole 9th and Komarinsky 10th. Neil Brown staying just a couple of car lengths behind race leader Gary Wiltrout. See if Mitchell and Miller can run down the front too. So we close in on the quarter mark. Shrinking. The gap between the second place car of Brown and the third place car of Mitchell looks to be getting smaller. And Miller staying right with Mitchell, coming along in the 4th spot. Wheel to wheel for 5th now. The one of Chucky Kessler to the outside of Tommy Beck. Kessler is into the top 5 in car number 1. Mitchell now is pulled in right in behind the 98 of Neil Brown, who's lost some distance to the leader, Gary Wiltrout, as the caution is out. Apparently has some debris on the racetrack. And Gary Wiltrout on the gas in the Migan Ford Stone & Company 95. Wiltrout, your leader. Second is Brown, Mitchell third, Miller fourth, Kessler fifth, Catone sixth, Komarinsky seventh, Pilla eighth, Mark Poole ninth. I believe the 80 of Nick Durant's is 10th. Mike Adams in the 43, trying to pass Durant's for 10th down the backstretch, and with him comes the 60 of Tommy Beck. "70 laps to go. 70 laps remaining." Mitchell trying to pull down under the 98 of Neil Brown, who runs second. In turn 4, Mitchell again to the low side of Brown as they head down the front stretch into turn 1. Wheel to wheel for second. So Wiltrout continues to show the way. Car looks like it may be running even a little better once it's off the bottom, at least through the middle part of the turn. Coming off of 4, still in second is Neil by a nose. So having to work those tires down on the low side, able to pull back alongside and Neil down the backstretch, and now wheel to wheel into 3. Good hard racing for that second spot as Wiltrout's lead grows with those two running side by side. Richard Mitchell trying to nose ahead of Neil Brown. Mitchell will be scored in second that time by. Down the back chute, man. Talk about wheel to wheel, side by side, door handle to door handle. Mitchell edges just a couple of more feet by Brown, and now in turn 2, Richard trying to make it a full car length pass as they head down the back straightaway. There he goes. The Howard Concrete Pumping 22. Into second. They got a little loose that time going into the first turn. Neil Brown right there knocking at the door. Rick Miller running 4th. Chuck Kessler is 5th, Catone 6th, Komarinsky 7th, Beck is 8th, Poole 9th, and Sean Pillar runs 10th. Out in front, it's Gary Wiltrout. 60 laps to go, 60 to go in the Davies Ford 100. Starting to close in on the back of the field another time. Bob Griffith in the 36 drops to the inside of the racetrack. Looks like Wiltrout had to burp the throttle for just a little bit. Mitchell was able to pull in a couple of more car lengths. Quartet down the front straightaway another time. Now Mitchell going up to that middle groove, trying to climb the ladder and keep the momentum. Finding where that car will work. Gary Wiltrout has seen him close in. Remember, Mitchell started 12th in this one, Miller started 10th. They've had to work their way up through the field. Wiltrout's been your leader since lap number 2. Brown was in second not long after that. Mitchell again in the middle groove through 1 and 2. Still Wiltrout though. Gary down in on the low side. On the halfway mark, 48 laps down, 48 complete now. More lap traffic ahead for Gary Wiltrout. Bob Griffith dives back to the inside of the 36 car. Behan in the 61 heading back to the pits. The 5 car is off the pace of Sean Pilla car off the pace. Might have a flat tire. Pilla stops on the inside of the racetrack. Caution is out for the 5 of Sean Pilla. Lacoux second. Richard Mitchell, Neil Brown third, Rick Miller fourth, Chuck Kessler fifth. The green means go, and off they go. Wiltrout looked like he had the horse to win the Tom Clark 150 back in July, only to see mechanical failure send him to the pits. Contact off of 4 between Wiltrout and Mitchell. Well, this could get real interesting all of a sudden. This could get real interesting. Wiltrout apparently has got a problem as Mitchell's down. Now Wiltrout blocking the door. Off of 4, it's Gary Wiltrout, your leader, but they're ganged up behind him. Richard Mitchell, Neil Brown, and Rick Miller. Brown goes to the outside. Wiltrout's car real slow in the middle of the turn, it would appear anyway. Trying to protect the low side of the racetrack, and now Mitchell's got Brown to his outside. Down the back straightaway. Rick Miller's sitting there in the catbird seat in the 25 car. Off of 4, Wiltrout. Mitchell down the front straightaway. Into turn 1. Wiltrout goes high into the corner. Mitchell down on the inside. They're wheel to wheel for the lead down the back straightaway. Into 3 and 4. Mitchell edging ahead in turn 4, and he will take the lead, completing lap number 55. Wiltrout now second. Brown is third, Miller fourth. Tommy Beck, who pitted in the 60 car, is now back up to fifth. Or is he? Chuck Kessler to his outside. It'll be Beck fifth, Kessler sixth off of turn 4. Beck come a long way. Gary Wiltrout right there in the middle of the turn, having a hard time in the 95 car. Crate motor, carbureted motor, crate motor in your top 4 cars, 2 of each. Mitchell slowly pulling away as we come around to complete lap 60. 40 laps to go in the Davies Ford 100. This time by 40 laps to go. Trying to put a little pressure on Wiltrout for second. Wiltrout right there again, trying to protect that low side. Brown and Miller on his tail with Beck 5th, Kessler 6th, Catone 7th, Poole 8th, and Komarinsky 9th. Mike Adams is 10th in the 43 car. 35 laps to go. Mitchell's lead grows. The race for second tightening up between Gary Wiltrout, Neil Brown, and Rick Miller. Now it's Brown pressuring Wiltrout intensely down the back straightaway, trying to work underneath Gary. Into 4. Now separated himself from Neil Brown by a couple of car lengths. Tries to get that 95, the Megan Ford Taurus, back on the hunt here, trying to track down race leader Richard Mitchell. 30 laps to go in the Davies Ford 100. Closed back in on the 95 of Gary Wiltrout for second. 25 laps to go in the Davies Ford 100. Lapping, I believe it's the 10th place car of Mike Adams. Turns able to pull right up on the tail end of Gary Wiltrout, especially in 3 and 4, but Wiltrout holds on to that second spot. "20 laps to go, 20 to go. Wiltrout again with Brown right there on his bumper at 3 and 4. To go. Bud 100 back on June 6th. The Tom Clark 150 on July 11th. The Napa 200 on August the 1st. He's 12 laps away from winning the Davies Ford 100 tonight. the master of the extra lap races right now. Remaining in the Davies Ford 100. Howard Concrete Pumping, Turnkey Foundations, Tom Clark, Chevy Monte Carlo, Richard Mitchell looking for win number 4. Make it 4 for 4. 4 starts and 4 wins here at Motordrome if he can continue along here for the final 8 laps. Tommy Beck once again, this time to the inside of Rick Miller, and Neil Brown continues to hound Gary Wiltrout. Still 4th and Beck 5th. Mitchell's lead now to a half a straightaway, as big as it's been. Gary Wiltrout trying to wrestle that 95 car home in second. And to be on the wheel for the second half of this one. Now it's Neil Brown to his outside off the second turn down the back straightaway. Brown has appeared to be the faster of the 2 cars for a number of laps, but Wiltrout's been able to hold him off. Can he do it now? They're wheel to wheel, the Coors Light 98 and the Big and Ford Stone and Company 95. Neil Brown will make the pass down the back straightaway. Laps are down, just 2 remaining. Traffic ahead for Mitchell. The white flag waves. He does not have to be in a hurry. Around the 80 of Nick Durant's. Mitchell picking up his 33rd career late model win at Motordrome, and he's now 4 for 4 in 2003 as he wins the Davies Ford 100. Four starts and 4 wins. He won the Bud 100, the Tom Clark 150, the Napa 200, and now the Davies Ford 100. He continues to be the master of the extra distance races. He'll pick up the Davies Ford trophy, the big first place check, the Pepsi, the Snyder Brother potato chips, the extra value moves from Subway. folks, for Richard Mitchell, the winner of the Davies Ford 100. Richard, I thought if there was going to be one you were going to have a hard time with, it might have been tonight. You started in 12th and 100 laps. You know, that's only half of what we ran here just a few weeks ago, but you might have had the fastest car you've had all season here tonight. At least it looked that way.
Well, the key was we knew that when we come here, we've been watching some of these guys, how they run their tires and everything, and we ran used tires the whole night, except for when we went out for the feature. So, you know, I mean, you got to play your cards against, you know, 15, 16 guys, so you got to be a little bit up here, you know, on the track and off. So, and that's what we've always done. We've always watched what other people do and try to get ahead of that. There was some rough racing. I didn't expect that, but you know, hey, if that's the way it goes, it goes. But Neil raced me hard and clean, and Rick Miller, you know, I was running from him. But you know, glad we got in the front when we did, and car started tightening up a little bit, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, it looked like Gary's car, I don't know, it just seemed to, after that last restart on lap 50, it just didn't want to go from the corner off. And I don't think it surprised you when you first got into it.
Yes. What happens is once you put heat cycles into these tires, any bias ply tire will slow down. I mean, you know, maybe one tire will grow bigger and the other one change the stagger, and it'll change the whole feel of the race car just within 5 laps. And that's probably what happened. But you know, I didn't mean to get in the back of him, but I guess he took it that way.
It got interesting there for a few laps, and but once you got in front again, you were gone. And you know, the car, like you said, you're just able to get into rhythm after that and keep steady pace.
Yeah, I continuously listen to the guys on the radio, watch my mirror. You know, and if people start racing you harder and they're catching you, you know, you got to pick up the pace and you got to run it in harder. And you know, we just got to a comfort level and noticed that they weren't catching me, and I just kept staying right there.
Well, you set out to win the big ones. You've won 4 for 4 now. Any thoughts on what next year's going to bring?
We're working on some deals, possibly a truck ride, ASA. I mean, you know, options are open. But if I don't, you know, hey, I've already, you know, been able to run Daytona, Talladega, a lot of those tracks, Charlotte. You know, and if it never comes around again, you know, we had a heck of a time while we were there, and you know, I'd like to still come back here and run the kind of races that we are. And you know, I'm glad that all the fans come, and I just love racing here in Jennerstown. It's always been fun for us, and I don't want to take anybody out of points or nothing, but you know, I race to win, and that's why I'm here. So, and I'm competitive, and that's just the way I am.
Congratulations, people you want to thank.
Yes, I want to thank Tom Clark Jr. with Tom Clark Chevrolet, Frank Howard with Howard Concrete Pumping. Got to thank Foreman Drywall. They were a new company this week. My dad and mom, Mitchell Auto Parts, my brother, my cousins, everybody in the family, all the friends, fans that come here. Davies Ford tonight for the big race. S&S Woodworking, Chuck's Place. I know I'm forgetting a couple. Maple City Tire, Eatman Racing Engines. Turnkey Foundations, Port City Racing. You know, we just got a lot of small guys that help us and just keep us going.
Congratulations, job well done.
Thank you.
How about a nice hand, folks, for Richard Mitchell.
We're winning a number.
You pick who's going to be the Subway Street Stock driver tonight, that if he wins, everyone with an adult ticket will win a free 6-inch meatball sub. And it's Frank Turek in the 5, and he's won it before. Go ahead and Mr. Davies and present your trophy, and we'll get the pictures taken. Frank Turek in the 5 car will be your Subway Street Stock Challenge contestant tonight. Folks, we're going to, as soon as we get down here in Victory Lane, we're going to get ready for the fireworks. Just a reminder to those of you who are parked over in turns 3 and 4 when exiting tonight, we might have a traffic jam at the end. You can always leave down behind the 4th turn to speed up the process. So we'll be back with the fireworks here in just a moment. Out. newcomer Mike Stevens into the lead from the pole in the 0-2. Whoa, we got a heck of a wreck on the backstretch. Tracy Keller in the 1. Racing. Nicola to the inside of Pollard, so the same time that Georgie Nicola and Bob Bentz move into 4th and 5th. Dropping Brian Pickering out of the top 5 in the 22. Big lead though for Gary Scott. This time by. The race heating up for 3rd, 4th, and 5th between Pollard. So Bobby Bentz and Georgie Nicola, they're 3 wide into that first turn. Bentz leaves turn 2 and 3rd. Nicola is 4th and Urso 5th. To the finish. It's been the Gary Scott Show so far tonight in the Sheets Modified feature. Points leader Jim Nicola will not hurt his ranking in the standings if he can finish in 2nd. Bobby Bentz 3rd. George T. Nicola 4th and 37 of Paul Urso is still 5th. the year. Mike Bacalon has won 3 times in car 48. Bob Benson, the 60, has 2 wins. The 97 of Georgie Nicola has 2 wins. The 5 of Jim Nicola has 2 wins. Scott will be one of just 2 drivers to have won 3 so far this year in the Sheets Modifieds. Gary Scott out of Harrison City picking up the win. Jim Nicola, the points leader, 2nd. Bobby Benz, 3rd. Georgie Nicola, 4th. And Paul Urso will finish 5th. Have a nice hand, folks, for Gary Scott, your Sheets Modified win tonight on Davies Ford night. Picks up the Davies Ford trophy. Gary, congratulations. Real nice story on you this week in the Post-Gazette, and you lived up to the billing.
Yeah, that was a nice article. I was surprised. I remember somebody asked me all those like 6 weeks ago, but Scott did a nice article.
Well, you said you like to get out front early and go, and that was the case tonight.
Yeah, that works. That definitely works.
You won't have to do any work on it this week.
Yeah, no, wax it. That's it.
Really, people you got to thank?
Obviously, pit crew, Eddie, Sal's not here tonight. Scott, my brother Dan, my wife Tracy, Swiss Film Music, Tom Vosnick, his motors are tough. Tire, Larry Germack, Heating and Imperial Heights Garage. And got a special thanks to Peanuts for dialing the car in.
You were definitely dialed in tonight. 3 wins now. You and Mike each have 3. No one else has more than 2. Very competitive.
Yeah, it's a good class. It's a great class.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I want a nice hand, folks, for Gary Scott, our final winner of the night on Davies Ford night. Folks, we thank you for coming out. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget, we'll be back here again next Friday night. The Sheets Modifieds will run 35 laps next week. So take your time going home. Have a safe trip, and we'll see you next Friday night.